I'll need someone to check the non-League to Legend archives to be absolutely sure, but I think this is going to be the biggest game of this year's series so far. Hello and welcome to Club 3, Part 9 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're at home against League 1 Aston Villa in the FA Cup, and then we've got a Checker Trade Mickey Mouse Nonsense Cup game just because it was the one after the Villa game. But the big news, Aston Villa in League 1, Keziah Sterling plays for them as well, although he's injured today. They got relegated last season. They were pretty poor the season before as well. They currently sit in the playoff picture in League One, and League One topped by the mighty Peterborough United, which is a world that I could occupy a world where Posh are top of League One, behind them are Blackburn, Aston Villa, Portsmouth, Nottingham Forest, Bolton. There's some big clubs who've fallen down to League One level. I wonder. Wait until the end of the season. We'll find out who's replacing these teams higher up in the structure. We'll have a little look. Have we hit the 5-year mark yet? Whenever we hit the 5-year mark, we'll have a little explore of all the other leagues. So, our team to take on Villa is this one. Oh, in fact, I haven't showed you how we've been doing. We've only played a couple of games. We lost one. I don't know how we lost 3-0 away to Grimsby. They were in the relegation zone as well, and we just got thumped. But we've got back to winning ways in the following 2 games. We are still top of the league, a point clear of Notts County. Importantly, though, 6 points clear of Crawley, who are in 4th place. So nice and comfortable in the automatic promotion positions as we hit roughly a third of the way through the season. Grimsby still knocking around down there. Don't know how we lost to them. We just didn't turn up that day. It was the game after the FA Cup draw, so I wonder if it was just all eyes are on Villa and then everyone realised actually we can't mess up too much, or else we're not going to get to play against Villa. There is an injury problem. Cullen, who's scored so many goals for us so far this season, Liam Cullen, has got shin splints. He was out for 2 to 3 months. We sent him off to a specialist. 5 to 8 weeks left on that. We are going to miss his goals, but it does mean that Marcus Sheldon can come into the team. He hasn't even really been part of the squad because of the limit on loan players in squads. With our backup goalkeeper usually being a lone player as well, it means Sheldon often doesn't even make it onto the bench, but he is starting while Cullen is out injured. So this is going to be our team. We've got Hudson in goal, a back four of Ruffles, Knott, Edwards and Alcock, with Rodriguez, Edser and Morrill in midfield. We did try James Cragen in midfield, as I talked about on the last episode. That was the Grimsby game. It didn't turn out so well, so we quickly moved him back out of the team again, and we'll just continue with Morrill, even though on paper he's not doing as well as Cragen is. But as a team, we play much better when Morrill's there rather than Cragen, so we've got to go with the team rather than the individual performances. And then Blackmore in behind Tuazi and Sheldon. I'm not expecting much from this game against Aston Villa. If we manage to, ideal situation, take it to a replay because it's the FA Cup. I don't know what attendances Villa are getting now they're down in League One, but I imagine Villa Park has got to be the biggest stadium currently in the FA Cup. I mean, it's a stadium where FA Cup semi-finals used to happen, back when FA Cup semi-finals used to happen at grounds other than Wembley. So it's a decent sized ground. If they're coming close to filling that and we can get back to their place and get half of that, or 45% or whatever it is, of that match day revenue, that's going to be a big chunk of cash that will go a long way towards securing our finances as we, and maybe even give us a little bit of money to spend in January, that kind of thing. The media are expecting us to sell out our place today. I say our place because I can't remember the name of the ground. Kassam, is that what it's called? So we'll get a decent chunk of change from 12,000 people in here. It's going to be the biggest attendance I think we've played in front of in the series so far, maybe. Oh, and Eds has put us 1-0 up after 22 minutes. As much as financially I want a draw, the romantic in me would much rather see us beat Aston Villa. And look, our ground is absolutely packed. I'm surprised we haven't put deck chairs on that open end or put some double-decker buses or something down there for people to sit in and watch the match. There's got to be a way to get people behind that goal. We're in League 2. Surely you can just have people standing on the ground. When I first started going to football in the early 90s, there used to just be grass that you could stand on at some grounds. I might be misremembering that. I used to get to sit on the other side of the advertising boards and sit on the edge of the pitch when I was really little, which was very cool. The joys of being in the old 4th division and nobody caring. My dad had just lifted me over the edge. It probably only happened once. It was probably a pre-season friendly or something, but Oh, it's one of my biggest memories of football as a little kid, 7 or 8 years old, just being allowed to sit basically on the pitch, leaning on the advertising boards, just watching what's going on. Brilliant. But they could do that here. They could fit another 200 people in this ground, just to have them all just stood in a row behind the goal. But no, can't do that. We've got room for these big tellies that I bet aren't there in real life. Massive telly in each corner. But no one packed in behind the goal, and we're now 2-1 down. And the romantic is panicking just as much as the realist now as well, because at 2-1 down, we're leaving ourselves with an awful lot to do. People could be sat on that wall at that end, look. Guy in that, is that a caravan park there? It looks like it's supposed to be a burger van. I suspect it's just a caravan that the groundsman lives in or something. We've got to find a way back into this game. A draw is still the best result financially, and we're probably not going to win the FA Cup this season, so the only reason we want a cup run is for the money. So I guess we need to think in terms of finance. It looks like Tuazi's picked up an injury as well, which could be problematic. At what point do we push on? Oh, what just happened? Tuazi's properly injured. Knee injury. If we lose both of our top 2 strikers, this becomes problematic in the league. With Cullen already out long term, we really can't afford to lose Tuazi as well. We're going to bring Hurst on, who did score in his last game when he came on, and he can't play as a target man though, so we're going to switch up the way we play. We'll play him as a defensive forward. We've used defensive forwards plenty in non-league to legend so far this year. We know they work. We're going to go to control now and pretty soon push on to attack. The problem is, as soon as we start attacking them, they're just going to come in behind us and score another couple of goals, and we need to be... Oh, who am I kidding? We don't need to be alive to that at all. We just need to try and score goals. Craig Alcock's not having the best of games. Justin can come on for him. We won't make a third change just yet, but we are going to go attack him. And we need to find a goal from somewhere. We started so brightly. A last-minute equaliser would be magic. I don't care when or how the goal comes. I don't necessarily want to score it right now, because that gives them time to go and score another one. 94th minute equaliser with no chance for them to reply, and then an away game at Villa Park. That would be just what the doctor ordered. Of course, if they come through and score here, there's players in their team that I've heard of. I'm recognising names. How is this a League One side? I don't understand. I think it might be time for our third and final substitution. We're going to push to overload. And who are we going to get on to change the game? The only real attacking player we've got is Daniel Wright. Who do we bring him on for? Can't take off Blackmore, that's crazy talk. Can't take off Sheldon, that's crazy talk. Rodriguez is going to come off. And I don't know, do we stick him in there and just do some kind of weird box thing? It's probably not the most sensible thing I've ever done. But if we do this, it might work. We're on overload. Let's just get the ball forward and hope we find a goal from somewhere. If we score right now, I've got a problem, because I don't know how we go back to anything resembling a sensible, defensively sound system from that. We're going to have to play someone out of position if it comes up. But, you know, cliche bingo, that'll be a nice problem to have if we have to figure out how to defend a lead or how to keep ourselves in it after we equalise, because that's not on the cards at the moment. We've not really been in it at all in this second half. They've had a shot that's whistled past the post, and we've got 5 minutes of added time. Right, what on earth can we do? People have been telling me, for goodness knows how long, Kev, use shouts. I have never used a shout before. Is that a shout? How do you do a shout? Is this a shout? Right, here we go. Show some passion. I want to do it to everybody. I don't know. Show some passion. Is that right? Is that the right thing to do here? Push forward. That's what we want to do. Come on, lads. All positions, including goalkeeper. Just get forwards. What's the worst that could happen? Our goalkeeper is going to score the equaliser. Come on, lads. We've got a minute and a half. There is no time left on the clock. And they're just knocking it around in the corner. Oh, there you go. The ball is lumped forward, but it is too late. And an admirable attempt. There you go. Everyone's fired up. Everyone's motivated. And now we get to take that fired up motivation into a checker trade nonsense cup game against Exeter. And we'll be doing that without Tuazi, who has bruised his knee. He might be able to play, actually. Depends how soon it is. That's a shame. How much money did we make? Hold on. We have a decent balance. This month's gate receipts. It doesn't look massive, does it? I suppose it's because we've had to give half of it to Villa, which seems mad, but we're doing all right. There we go. I guess it just hadn't registered properly before. £275,000 worth of gate receipts. That'll do. New club record. Is it registered on here now? No, I don't. I mean, where is it then? We only get half of it, I guess. Expenditure. Have we got a big chunk of money that's gone out to Aston Villa? No. No idea. So, as we've already qualified for the next round of the Checker Trade Nonsense Cup, we are rotating. Use your words, Kev. We are rotating a little bit for this game against Exeter away from home. We're probably going to lose. We're going counter-attacking. But I've swapped the goalkeeper. Trott's going to come in. Have we even seen this guy play yet? We haven't. So Nathan Trott's going to make his debut. He's here on loan from West Ham. Kean Scott, who played most of last year, but hasn't really played at all this year. He's going to come in at left back to give Ruffles a little bit of a game off. Maglior's going to come in at centre-back for the same reason, give Edwards a little bit of a break. We've got Phillips coming back into the midfield, and Gary Gardner's going to get an opportunity as well. Plus, Daniel Wright's going to play in behind Hurst and Sheldon. Tuazi is fit to play, but there doesn't seem any point in playing him. Likewise, people like Blackmore, Edwards, Edser, just give them all a little bit of a rest. We've got a decent-sized squad here, so let's give them all an opportunity. Let's just scratch the back of my neck while I'm doing a video, Kev. Are you aware there's a camera on? For goodness sake, man. Right. Exeter could potentially qualify if they beat us, looking at this. Whereas we should top the group, as long as we don't lose. No? Plymouth? Why are we in a group with 3 teams way down on the south coast? Is there nobody closer to Oxford who we could be put in a group with? Is this how the Checker Trade Trophy is in real life? Because being in here with Plymouth, Bournemouth and Exeter seems a little bit unfair. Why aren't Bournemouth and Exeter should be in with... Oh, they are in with Plymouth. So why don't you stick Portsmouth in with those 3? Or who else is down on that south coast? Portsmouth would be the logical one. Who are Portsmouth? I guess Portsmouth are in a group with Southampton and whoever else they might be in with. But it seems a little bit unfair that the whole point of the group stage in the Checker Trade Trophy is you play all your local teams. We're not playing anyone local. There must be over 100 miles between Oxford and Exeter. Nobody from Exeter has travelled to Oxford for... No, sorry, we're there. Nobody from Oxford has travelled to... There you go, that's the Oxford end. There, I'm pointing with my hand. Use the mouse, man. You have forgotten the concept that you're recording this. This stand here, that's the Oxford end. And not one person. I am the only person who is not playing, who is here from Oxford. We haven't brought the assistant manager with us. We've not brought the physio. It's just me and 16 players, and we just came on a minibus because there was no point bringing anybody else because Exeter is so far away. We've already qualified, and we're playing a half reserve team that we're probably going to get fined for. I haven't even looked into what the rules are. At least they've got these big tellies as well. That could be the Oxford end as well. There's nobody here at all. It'd be really interesting to see what their attendance is, because this could be quite realistically modelled, actually. I would expect in real life a game like this gets, 800 people. Genuinely not going to be very many people. If there's more than 2,000 people here for this match, then the Football Manager have got it wrong. Let's have a look. Ha! 814 people! Kev's a genius! That seems about right. Wow, and that bit's not quite right. There are 247 away fans. There is no circumstance whatsoever where nearly 250 people travel from Oxford to Exeter on a Tuesday night in the Checker Trade Trophy when we've already qualified and we've just had a big game against Villa. Not a chance. But only 800 people turning up for the match, that does seem a bit more realistic. And hopefully we can grab a goal and send our 247 fans away happy. Although Exeter have got hold of the ball, and it's at Stockley, the guy from my stream saves, which, by the way, streams are back tonight, 9 p.m. on this very channel. Lollujo FC live streams. Come along, join in the fun. Unless you're watching this in a year's time, in which case I'll probably be streaming something somewhere at some point. Follow me on Twitter. That won't have changed, and you'll be able to find out my stream schedule from there. But if you're watching this now, when it comes out on Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, we have the return of the streams. My first stream in 2 weeks. And I don't remember where we are in the save or anything, so it's going to be a fun one. Plus, we're going to finalise the order for the Lollujo FC shirts. We don't want to bring Tuazi on. Hold on. Undo. I don't even know why I bothered putting him on the bench, because there's just no circumstance where I want him on the pitch. Callum Lang, who on earth are you? Should I know who you are? Yeah. You were here when I got here. You played last season. I remember you now. Scott has no one to come on for him. Have we got Magliore? Connolly can come on for him because he doesn't really get any games. We'll go standard. We don't really want penalties. I don't really want to bring on any more of those players either, because they're all the ones who we're deliberately resting, and I don't want to play them. I don't care if we win or lose. I just don't want to injure any of my important players. And Stockley now hits the post for Exeter. And they've taken off Jaden Stockley, Lollujo FC hero, playing for Lollujo FC in the Premier League. And Gary Gardner has just put us 1-0 up after 75 minutes, and we now need to switch ourselves back to counter-attacking. And if things stay as they are, we're going to have comfortably won our group. And this is a nicely worked corner. I said on yesterday's video, I think, it might have been in an Eton one, but it looks like, I don't know if Sports Interactive have released a patch that fixes set pieces, or if Past Kev fiddled with set pieces just before the Christmas break. But one way or the other, we're doing some nicely worked set pieces at the moment in both saves. So good work, Sports Interactive / good work, Past Kev. It seems to be effective, and we've just given away a penalty in the last minute. We're going to get a red card as well. We didn't get a red card. Good. Hopefully we save the penalty, because if we concede this one, we've got to see another 10. Because the way the Checker Trade Trophy works, we're now going to have a penalty shootout to get the bonus point. And nobody cares. Let's just go overload. One way or another, a goal's got to go in. It doesn't. Auto pick. I apologise that I'm inflicting a penalty shootout for you for a match that we just don't care about. I guess if we win, we top the group, which will be nice. Who cares? We're through either way. And yeah, there you go. That does move us up to first position, being ahead in the penalty shootout. Come on then, lads. You're just going to see us go up and down throughout the penalty shootout. They'll drop down to third now, shall we? No. Phillips needs to score to keep us in a relevant position that we don't care about. Should we just end the episode while the penalty shootout's going on? I mean, that would be a good message for how much I care about this tournament and about this match. So I think we probably are going to end things here. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.